Standing on a frozen island in the Bering Strait, you can literally see tomorrow. Welcome to one of the world's strangest borders, where two villages, close enough to hear each other's dogs barking, live 21 hours apart in time. Wild. The Diomede Islands sit in the middle of nowhere, roughly 65 miles west of mainland Alaska. Big Diomede belongs to Russia. Little Diomede belongs to the United States. The distance between them? 2.4 miles of often frozen sea. But here's where geography gets weird. The international dateline, that invisible ribbon that decides when today becomes tomorrow, cuts right between these islands. So when it's Tuesday afternoon on Little Diomede, the Russian villagers on Big Diomede are already deep into Wednesday evening. Think of it like this. Imagine your neighbor's house is perpetually stuck in next week. You wave good morning to them, and they wave good evening back. Because for them, your morning is already ancient history. Time travel neighbors! Okay. Back to reality. This isn't just a quirky side effect of how we measure time. It's a reminder that the lines we draw on maps have very real consequences for the people who live inside them. For most of human history, the Diomede Islands were one community. The Inupiat moved freely between both islands, hunting, trading, intermarrying. To them, these weren't two separate places. They were seasonal camps of the same homeland. Then came the Cold War. In 1948, the Soviet Union relocated everyone from Big Diomede to the mainland. The island that had been home to families for generations became a military outpost. Overnight, relatives were separated, not just by miles of water, but by the Iron Curtain itself. The smaller community on Little Diomede, about 80 people today, remained, but their neighbors were gone. The island they could see from their kitchen windows became forbidden territory. Here's the strange part about time zones. They're supposed to make our lives easier. Simple, tidy, zero confusion. Sure, but when you're dealing with a gap this small, logic breaks down. A Little Diomede resident looking east toward Russia isn't just seeing another country. They're seeing tomorrow's weather. If a storm hits Big Diomede on Wednesday, Little Diomede knows it's coming on Tuesday. During winter, when the sea ice forms a bridge between the islands, this time warp gets almost absurd. You could theoretically walk from Tuesday afternoon to Wednesday evening in about 40 minutes. Hypothetically. Of course, you'd be arrested long before you made it across. Both islands are heavily monitored, and crossing without permission is an international incident waiting to happen. In 2025, this frozen frontier matters more than ever. Climate change is shrinking Arctic ice, opening new shipping routes through waters that were previously impassable. Russia and the United States are both eyeing these northern passages as potential highways for trade and military strategy. The Diomedes sit right in the middle of it all. What was once a curiosity for geography enthusiasts is becoming a geopolitical pressure point. Every summer, the ice-free season grows longer. Every year, the potential for Arctic shipping increases. And every day, the invisible line between these islands represents something larger than time zones. It represents competing visions of who controls the top of the world. The residents of Little Diomede still speak Inupiaq, still hunt seals and walrus, still live much as their ancestors did. But they're also U.S. citizens on the edge of American territory, watching Russia's tomorrow unfold across the water. It's a peculiar kind of loneliness, to be so isolated that your nearest neighbors exist in a different day entirely. Time, we like to think, is universal. The sun rises, the earth turns, and we all experience the same progression from past to future. But the Diomede Islands remind us that time is also political. The decision to place the international dateline here, rather than somewhere else, was made by people in offices thousands of miles away. For the families separated by that decision, time doesn't heal all wounds. Sometimes it just makes them more obvious. Standing on either island today, you're not just looking across water. You're looking across time itself, toward a neighbor who inhabits your future or your past, but never quite your present. If this glimpse into the world's strangest border sparked your curiosity, give this video a like. Subscribe to Quiet Maps for more hidden stories of how geography shapes our world, and ring that notification bell. Because sometimes, the most fascinating places are the ones where our maps break down entirely.